Hey, Matthew Shapiro here, going over the touch plates for the Make Noise Strega. The basic idea is to connect sources to destinations. The circles are the sources, the squares are the destinations. So you can do one source to one destination, multiple sources to one destination, or you can get multiple sources and different destinations going at the same time. And you can make these connections with one hand, different hands, and still get the connections. This is nice if you are stretching across the Strega. Or for the strongest connection, you can use a patch cable. So all of the touch plates have these little symbols associated with them that gives you a clue as what's kind of going on underneath the panel. And I'm going to do my best to explain. First, I'm going to focus on the symbols with the little slashies here. This one, and this one. And those all represent different subharmonic subdivisions of the main frequency. So to explain a little further, I'm going to read an excerpt from this article by Learning Modular. It says that when discussing harmonics, we usually talk about a fundamental harmonic that is at the same pitch as the sound being played. And it's a series of higher harmonics added on top that gives the sound its unique character. The relationship between the fundamental and a higher harmonic is a number the fundamental is multiplied by to get the higher harmonic. However, it's also possible to find circuits that divide instead of multiply the fundamental harmonic to produce lower frequencies, and therefore subharmonics. The most common is an octave divider, or sub-bass circuit, that divides and creates a subharmonic by dividing the fundamental by 2. And that's what's going on here. So I am going to go ahead and crank up the main frequency really high to demonstrate this. So typically you are going to use these to get percussion. So you get the, but by cranking this all the way up here, we can really hear the octave subdivisions. So I'm gonna plug this in here. So the main frequency, divide by 2, divide by 2 again up here, divide by 2 again over here, and divide by 2 last time. So like I said, usually you're not going to have the frequency cranked up like that. You're going to have it a bit lower and use them for percussion. And it's really nice that they're octaves because everything will stay in time. So a little demonstration of that. And because these are all derived from the main frequency, as you adjust the main tonic knob, it's going to change the different rhythms. So let's get that going here. And that is the subharmonic section. So now we have 2 more sources to go. I'm going to focus on this one here first. If you take a look at the symbols here, you'll notice that they are the different shapes of the function over here. So I'm going to go ahead and patch the function into Strega so we can hear it at audio rate. And you'll notice that the touch plate gives you pretty much the same thing. When you're not using a patch cable, the connection will be slightly attenuated, but it is really, really nice for momentary pulses of the function modulating stuff. So for example, you can get little momentary bursts of FM. And you can even tune this to perfect intervals if you want, whatever suits what you're doing. Some AM here. Super sweet. And then last, this touch plate. So same symbol as over here with the activation interference. So just a little reminder. That adds some uncertainty that is derived from the time filter section that affects the behavior here. So as we make adjustments, things change. And the touch plate is really similar. I think it's a bit more drastic and extreme though. So let's hear. Nada. Nada. There we go. You do have to adjust the time and filter settings. So keep moving until you get something. This output, I think, is similar to CV2, so let's contrast those really fast. This is a bit smoother, and the settings of the function have a greater effect, so let's hear that. Whereas the touch plate, a bit more drastic. Now let's talk about the destinations, or all of the square touch plates. I am going to patch the function and connect the touch bridges with the cable, just so we can get a real strong connection. So first we're going to use the activation touch bridge. Activation, kind of like a VCA. Let's hear it. Could follow along with the LED here. And then moving along, got the Tonic touch bridge, which is going to affect pitch. This always reminds me of guitar finger tapping. Alright, next up, Time has two different touch plates. One is more gnarly, the other less gnarly. And by gnarly, I mean wider or less wide of a range. Let's hear these. I'm going to go ahead and crank up the blend, a little more of a wet signal. You can hear it better. And let's hear the other one. A bit more subtle. Turn blend down a bit. So the touch bridge closest to the big old time knob has a wider range, whereas this one a little less sensitive, but still pretty dang sensitive, just like me. All right. The filter also has two touch plates. This is a really popular connection to be made. Super comfortable, looks like it was made for it. But this controls the amount of resonance that the filter receives. So let's hear that. And this touch bridge controls the filter positioning. So usually the filter modulation here, it's normaled to the function, and this will combine it with whatever signal you place here. I believe it's a little bit of OR logic. So whatever is higher at the given moment gets passed through. Let's hear that. So you could see here the LED, it's combining the function here as well as these nice little percussive plucks from the Subharmonics. You can tell with this LED here. can hear a little bit of a growl coming from these really quick ones. But it is still dipping up and down, going along with the function. Now that we've covered all of the sources and destinations, I wanted to finish up with a few examples, tips, and ideas of things to try. First idea is to use other sources to pair with the destinations, sort of like how we were patching the function to control things. Give the other outputs a try. I really like taking the triangle part of the voice and patching it back into tonic for some really subtle chorus flange. Let's hear that. You can also try taking out this subharmonic, which is the divide by 4 to modulate stuff. Lots of fun times to be had there, for sure. Another fun thing to do is to take advantage of the crazy long decay times that are possible with the delay circuit. So as you have something ringing out, try increasing or decreasing the tonic to affect the rate at which the subharmonics happen. They don't always have to follow it if you're fading out the activation. Let me demonstrate. Super fun. I could do that for hours. And I have. Well, that does it for the Touchplate translation. I'm going to provide a link to a little cheat sheet that I made that will help just in case you need a little reference as you are exploring. I have another Strega video that is a general overview I'll leave in the description. Let me know if you have any questions and shoot me an email if you want any extra detail or a little Zoom sesh. We can go over things one-on-one. Just let me know. Thanks for watching.